Well, hello everybody. This is another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. Make sure you subscribe so you can know when I'm loading another video. Leave your comments. We can dialogue and have conversation. Well, this video is directed towards Tom Dart again and Toni Preckwinkle. I received information today that Cook County Jail is going on lockdown for 14 days because the virus is moving quickly inside those walls. And the reason the virus is moving quickly inside those walls is because there's been a lot of shifting of inmates without any testing whatsoever. They're just moving one inmate to one location to the next. And even some that they know have been tested positive for COVID-19. Now, Tom Dart says he has a hold on this. I can't tell. And the funny part is, the inmates don't know nothing about this until conversations start to come up, when they get wind of it. Now, you have council visitations. You're talking about canceling the Skype visits. You're going to quarantine them for 14 days. They're already confined inside of walls. Then you take them and you confine them to smaller quarters. You know what you're going to do? You're going to cause chaos and confusion. That's what you're going to do. So what you should have done was, you should have took those who are tested positive and put them in a unit by themselves and quarantine them. That's the solution to the problem. But you don't want no solution to the problem. You like the chaos and the confusion. You and Toni Preckwinkle. You all pat yourself on the back and act like you're doing such a fantastic job, and you're not. And then you don't expect nobody to get this information and know what's going on inside those walls. How do you not think that this information would not get out? And if you all would do what you need to do and process the way you need to process and push things through the way you need to push them through, those inside quarters could be reduced in size. Because again, as I've said in other videos, and I'll continue to say, whether people like it or not, half of those inmates in there have not even been to court to be proven innocent or guilty, and those are the ones who should be allowed to go home on electronic monitoring. Now, if you want to control the spread of COVID-19, send those individuals home. First-time offenders, they don't have a criminal record. You haven't proven what you said to be true and factual. And I blame the judges for allowing this to be. I blame Timothy Evans for allowing this to be. I blame Kim Fox. I blame Erica Dixon, whatever her name is. I blame everybody's hands who has a say in what goes on in the process of criminal activity in courts. I blame you all. I do. Now, you talk about being fair in the process. You have not been fair whatsoever. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. You can continue to close people in and close them off with nothing to do and not able to talk to their family and their friends, which is their only outlet. Things will get rough. Now, you're not just thinking about them. You're not even thinking about the officers who have to deal with that. You're shifting inmates from one location to the other. You don't even care about your workers. That's the sad part. While y'all asses sit at home, COVID-free. See, ain't nobody in your house. You're not going through that, walking through unit from one unit to the next and moving these inmates from one place to the next. You're not doing that. But you're allowing the orders to go forth to shift them from one place to the next, when you said there was plenty space inside those walls. And clearly, there is not. And for every news media who knows this information and you all don't share it, shame on you. And again, for every organization who say they represent prison reform, shame on you too. Enough of us walking in silence. We can't keep walking in silence. And we cannot continue and wait till they hit our front door before we see a need to address these issues. Tom Dart, your ass needs to go. Toni Preckwinkle, yours do too. And anybody who has a say, you need to say it. Because this is ridiculous. You stalled the process for a purpose, intentionally, so you can get somebody to plea bargain for a crime they did not commit. And you got to know that some of those individuals in there are scared to death, especially if they have never experienced this before. So they're going to do whatever they need to do, and they're going to say whatever they need to say so they can go home, thinking they're going home, and you all send them up the river. We're seeing this play out over and over. Just saw it on the Breonna Taylor story. We see it. See, you can see the officers on the videotape shooting. You can see the knees on the neck. They can go into court, and the judge behind the bench will give them a bond and let them go home when it's played out on video. But ethnic races don't get that same treatment. I just saw Kyle Rittenhouse got out on a $2 million bond. They posted his picture. So now you're gloating about what you're able to do. So you all do what you want to do for your kind. But let me explain something. White ain't always right. And we're tired. And we're going to let our voices be heard until we see change. And Cook County Jail is the worst environment ever. Our judicial system sucks. And I'm not saying all judges are the same, but some of you judges holding your power and position and you being judge and jury, that's not your call. You need to have the facts. You need to know what the hell you're talking about before you make these kind of decisions. And for the state's attorney office, your slacking does not go unnoticed because you are playing a part in holding up the process too. What is the problem letting them go home? You already know where they're at. You put the electronic monitor on their ankle. You know where they're at. You know when they violate. And if they feel like their life is not worth being free and they violate, so be it. You gave them the opportunity. But if anybody in there end up infected and this could have been avoided, Judge Matthew ain't going to have to worry about it. But we're going to continue to report what's going on inside of Cook County Jail until something is done and things are changed. And that needs to happen like yesterday. Tom Dart, get your regular ass up and do your damn job. That's all I'm saying. And you can like it, you don't have to like it, because I don't care. Do your job. Subscribe, leave a comment.